Hey everybody, it's Matt.
And I am Tim, and we are Team Enders, Colorado. We're here today in the Briargate shops, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about a subject that's on everybody's mind.
Yeah. Is there going to be a market correction? But before we hit that topic, just want to throw out, if you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, as well as like our videos, add some comments down below on content that you want to hear, and we would love to be able to bring it to you.
Yes, that would be a great thing.
Yep.
So what do you think?
Yeah, the question that I keep hearing from everybody, from my grandma on down, is will there be a market correction? So.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, we are having a market correction.
Yeah.
All right. So that's not even a question. Interest rates are up. They're in the mid fives to the low sixes. I'm not a mortgage guy, but we do deals with buyers that are working them, and we're seeing homes on the market for a little bit more time.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day on the market for 26 days instead of 26 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how's that going to affect everybody, and how should people be moving forward with this thought process?
Yep. And I think looking at it, it does have a little bit to do with supply and demand, even at a higher rate.
Right.
Here in Colorado Springs, historically, or even in El Paso County, historically, you have about 1,500 homes on the market at any given time, right?
Or more.
Or more, sometimes higher, sometimes lower. But over the last 2 years, we've had as little as 150 or 200 homes on the market on a given day. Maybe on a Friday, which is usually your largest inventory day, it might hit 400, but then it goes right back down to that 150 to 200 range.
Yeah, and it just sort of edges the first-time home buyer out, the people that want to do an FHA or a VA loan, because they're not as palatable or desirable to a seller that's on the market. But let's talk about supply and demand and interest rates. So, you know, years ago, I've said on these videos before, I bought my first home at 9 5/8. By the way, I didn't even think about it.
That was his interest rate at 9 5/8.
9 5/8. So I was building my first home, and that was it. But in addition to that, so I had coffee with a guy this morning. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about the rates and the market and what we think it's going to do. And I told him, I said, look, there's still a handful of homes on the market.
Yep.
I mean, we don't have many homes on the market, so you still have low supply.
Yep.
And the demand is still there. So 5.5% interest rate and 6 and 7% isn't the crazy rates that we're thinking about.
Yeah. We've just gotten used to some drastically low percentage rates that historically can't be sustained.
That's exactly right. So if you go out and you purchase a home and you pay 6% rate, you say, oh my gosh, that's the worst thing that can happen. Well, you could wait, 6 or 7 months.
That was just going to
be
my question.
8 or 9%, right?
Yeah.
Or we could find out that, what do you think the Fed's going to do at the end of the year?
It's hard to say, and once again, we are not lenders.
Right? So what do you think, I'm just going to ask the question, what do you think the Feds are going to do at the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, we are not mortgage brokers, we're not lenders,
economists.
We are economists.
But we can read.
Yeah, we can read, and we've been doing a lot of reading, looking through from different perspectives, and looking at some financial outlays and seeing what are people predicting.
Right.
And now you have extremes on both ends. And so looking at those who we're consistently hearing the same thing from, and a lot of people are thinking that it's going to level out at a certain percentage, maybe closer to 7. Others are saying, oh, it might dip or go a little bit lower towards the end of the year because the Fed, has overcorrected really extremely, and that they might be able to level that back out. But
anytime the Fed jumps in to try to correct an issue, which is this issue is inflation.
Yep.
And they're trying to correct this. They're overcorrecting, and maybe with good intent, maybe not. Who really knows? But when you overcorrect, then you say, "Oh wow, we overcorrected." Then the tendency is they're gonna come back down. This is what I'm reading by the big lenders that do a lot of research on this. But let's just say, what if it doesn't happen? And what if it keeps going up? What does that do for the average buyer?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the buyer and what they're willing to do. I have a specific mindset with buyers, especially even first-time buyers, is saying, hey, if we can't get in a specific traditional way in what you think of, let's get creative. Let's look at ways that we can get you into a home. And I think there's a lot of ways that we can talk around that. Maybe that's even some more content that we could do, but you're looking at the guys that we're working with right now, that we got 3 single guys that weren't quite able to buy a house by themselves. Right. So they're buying houses together, and they're buying 3 houses together. So that way they each have a share in it through an LLC.
So looking at the market
Yep.
and looking at what prices are doing and things,
Yep.
which I don't think is going all that bad. When's the best time to buy?
I mean, the best time to buy is always now.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Why? That's what I think, because, and that might not be good market advice everywhere, but here in Colorado Springs, why I think and believe, and why we think and believe that now is a good time to buy, is because homes will have continuous appreciation, right. Maybe at a lower percentage. We're not going to see 20, 25, 30% in some areas.
Too much anyways.
Exactly, because it's pricing people out. But we're going to potentially see 5 or 10%.
So over the decades, we have consistently seen 3 to 4% equity gain in homes, which you don't think that's much, but by the time you add your deductions in there for your interest and for your property tax, it's really a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, and at a higher price for the home as well.
Right. So Colorado Springs has been insulated a little bit from that 3 to 4%. We've seen a little bit better returns in that, partly because we're always in the top 5 or 10 best cities to retire in, and even to live in, because of the quality of air, the quality of life.
Yep.
So as we move forward, this is a market that you can feel confident to still buy in.
Yep.
And to, if you're going to pay the 5.5 or 5.75% interest, and if it does dip down, hey, you just refi.
Yep.
But if it goes up, then you pat yourself on the back and say, I did a good thing. Either way, you have good strategies moving in both directions.
Yep. And if you're looking for investment opportunities, if you're looking for first-time home buying to kind of relocate from wherever you might be, there are great opportunities, and we have a really great lender team, as well as others that have kind of come around us to serve you as a buyer. And
right.
If you're looking to sell as well here in the Colorado Springs area or El Paso County, or really in Colorado in general, we have a great marketing strategy to be able to.
A good team to rock you through all that.
Yeah. So until next time, hopefully this was some really good content for you to maybe calm some fears, to educate you a little bit, especially if you're not from this area, specifically on what is going on in El Paso County. So until next time, bye.
See ya.